What are we doing?
I don't know. But I like it.
This is insane. It's exactly the way it used to be. I mean, we could fight and be furious, and then if we could be together afterwards...
We'd get past the trouble.
If we had the time.
Yeah.
Time was always the enemy.
Well, for better or worse, we certainly have plenty of that now. I mean, you can't very well storm out of a stalled elevator and slam the door behind you.
I didn't do that so often. Oh, this is insane. This is crazy. You can't spend an hour in a freight elevator and expect to forget everything that's happened in the past year.
No, but you can change how you feel about it.
I don't trust myself. And I don't trust you.
About what?
This is physical. That still works for us. I mean, heaven knows it always has. And we haven't been together for months.
Jill, I'm not sure what it is you're talking about.
Us now, on the verge of some sort of reconciliation when I've accepted this job in California and you're going to marry Ray now?
Well, under those circumstances, I would say it's better now than later. Wait a minute, are we on the verge of a reconciliation?
You tell me.
Well, it seems a lot friendlier in here than it did an hour or so ago.
Yeah?
Jill, loving you was about the best experience in my life. When we were together, I was happier, I was more at peace with myself than at any time before or since. I miss that. I miss you. Now, obviously, I would rather be friends with you than have no contact at all. If there's a possibility of something more, then I want to know now. Because if we do have another chance, it is the last one. And I don't want to take it lightly.
I'm afraid to even think about it.
That's not like you.
And you should be too. What about Ray? What about what this means to you politically? And what about last time? We have to know how and why it happened so that we can be sure that it won't happen again.
Well, I think last time we were mad at each other. I stayed mad at each other with a little help from our friends.
Was it that simple?
No, of course it wasn't. There were other complications. You mentioned yourself the part about there being no time.
And what about the part about my craziness? And not wanting marriage unless it was an impossibility?
Well, I'm beginning to feel sorry I ever came up with that theory.
Yes, but you see, those things haven't changed. I mean, the basic situation is exactly the same. There is still no time. There is still Ray. There is still my craziness, the politics, and all the things that I want to do. And...
Anything?
Few dishes. It's all right.
Antique? In a family for generations?
Pat, what were you trying to do?
Love you. Say I'm sorry.
Maybe I should go out and come in again.
No, don't do that.
It wasn't what I meant, Nan. Where's your mother?
In the kitchen with Adam.
Adam. I better see her. I better apologize for my apology.
No. You said it wasn't what you meant? What did you mean?
I meant I love you. I shouldn't have gotten mad about Adam. I shouldn't have gotten drunk. I never get drunk. Do you love him?
Pat, given your condition, I really think this conversation is pointless.
I'm better. Second cup.
Better, but not good.
I'm sober. Soberer. And you're mad.
No. I'm trying to understand.
So am I. You didn't answer me. About Adam. Oh, never mind. You don't love him. Maybe your mother does, but you don't.
Pat, drink your coffee and go home. We will talk tomorrow.
You will talk to me?
Of course I will.
Oh, Nancy, let's talk now about all of it before it gets away from us. Go get your things. We'll go back to the houseboat, and then we'll tell your mother where we're going, and we can talk all night. Make love. We'll figure it all out.
Pat, I can't.
Why, damn it? You love me. You love me. And you want to be with me. Or did all that change because I broke a few plates? Everything's changed? Well, we'll get it back. Come with me now.
Why won't you listen to me?
What are you saying? You sorry for everything? We shouldn't have had any of it?
Oh, Pat.
Beryl made this fresh.
Oh. A Deus ex Deus. A god in a machine. Dr. Cohen, you know in a lot of the Greek plays at the end when everything's really rotten, all of a sudden Zeus or somebody comes flying in and solves all the problems. He comes in on a crane, a flying machine. That's what you are, Adam. A god in a machine. A Jewish god.
Your mother thought you might need some help.
She's fine. She doesn't need anybody.
Feeling any better?
I'm fine too. Nancy's good and I'm good and we're having a private conversation. So would you get in your machine and just fly out of here?
No, Pat. Not at the moment.
I'm sorry to arrive unannounced, but I couldn't get through on the phone.
I've been on it for the better part of an hour, but come in. Maybe you can help me, as a matter of fact.
I'm looking for Jillian.
Well, I am very much afraid that she may be with Frank.
I thought you were going to keep him out of her way.
Damn it! Seneca, I did my best. Believe me, I did everything I could. He was supposed to come up and speak at an ACA meeting here. There was no way I could talk him out of it.
Where are they?
I don't know. He came back to the apartment. I kept him busy all afternoon because she told me she was taking a 6 o'clock flight.
Jill told you?
I ran into her at Ryan's. He didn't know anything about it. He didn't know anything about the interview. He didn't know anything about the job offer, the fact that she'd taken it. Then Bobby Reed showed up, told him the whole story, and Frank was out of here like a shot. Supposedly, he's saying goodbye.
And you couldn't stop him?
I wasn't in the room at the time. I went to dress for dinner.
Where did he go?
How the hell should I know?
I have called absolutely everywhere.
Stayed at the apartment until a little after 6. Her bags were there ready to be picked up. I went over to her office. Obviously, she'd been there. Everything had been cleared out. Roger hadn't seen her since this afternoon. Faith hadn't heard from her since this morning. She was expecting a visit before Jill went to the airport. I tried Ryan's. I went back to the apartment. Her bags are still there.
All right. They're together. Obviously, the question is, where are they, and is there anything we can do about it?
In the end, he won't give it all up for her. I keep telling myself that.
Well, don't be so sure.
No, he had the opportunity before. Jill was second choice every single time.
Yeah, but this may not be an either-or situation, Seneca. He doesn't have to stand for re-election for another 5 years.
What about that vice presidential business?
That doesn't come along for another year, and a lot can happen in a year. He's doing a good, solid job. He's very attractive. He may not need me or anybody else.
Don't sell yourself short. Your political and personal leverage with Frank is all we have to go on.
For what?
I'd like to find them wherever they are before it goes too far. Then you have to talk to Frank.
Oh, do I? And just what do I say to him? I order you to love me more than you love her?
You know what? In some other situation, it might be kind of humorous. You're asking me how to handle Frank.
And what about you? What are you going to be doing while I'm exerting all my irresistible influence?
Now, realistically, there's not a hell of a lot I can do, is there? My leverage with Jillian is practically nil at the moment. Look, all this is premature. First, we have to figure out where they are.
I said, Nancy and I are having a private talk. Nobody else is invited.
Actually, I am invited. You're the one who arrived unannounced, and not in the best condition.
Okay, I'm not exactly proud of myself about that. But I came to talk to Nancy, and that's what I'm gonna do. Nan?
But maybe Nancy needs to relax a little.
Where do you get off telling me what Nancy would like?
Now, look, Pat. Why don't you and I go outside and get some fresh air, huh? Walk around the block, maybe go by the river.
You suggesting I jump?
No. I'm suggesting you try and clear your head a little before you further embarrass yourself and Nancy.
My head's clear. It feels rotten, but it's clear. I came to talk to my girl. That's what she is at the moment, I think. I hope. My girl. And we need to talk.
We'll talk tomorrow.
Tomorrow's too late. Too long. Come with me now, back to our place. We hardly had any time there. We said we'd take time together.
No, Pat.
Think about it, Nancy. Are we gonna just throw it all away?
We'll think about it tomorrow, when everything's clear.
Okay. Okay, you think. I don't need to. I'll call your mother in the morning. Good night.
Good night, Pat.
I'm sorry, that was pretty awful.
He's gonna feel so bad in the morning. He didn't mean to do it, you know.
I'm sure he didn't.
He's gonna be all right going home, don't you think?
He was navigating pretty well. He knows the way.
How's Mama?
Bearing up admirably. How are you?
Drained, a little bit mortified.
Don't be. Certainly not on my account. Really, your mother's fine.
What got into him?
Equal parts of alcohol, frustration, love, traces of guilt, I'd say.
Guilt. You see, that's what I don't understand. Why should we feel so bad about something that came from such good feelings? All we wanted was a little time. And he asked me now if I was sorry for everything. No. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be bringing you in on the...
Oh, that's all right.
It's just this crazy night.
Anyway, I didn't mean that Pat was feeling guilty because he's in love with you. How could he avoid it?
I'm just as responsible as he is in all of this.
Yeah, but he'd like to see it go in a different direction. You said he wants to marry you.
He knows that's out of the question.
Yeah, but he keeps asking. That puts you on the spot. He's causing you tension, and that upsets him. And there's the family problems.
How did it get so complicated when we wanted it to be so simple? Better see Mama.
Do that. Then I have a suggestion. I still think a walk is a good idea. Do you feel like it?
Yeah, I think I do. Only, could we skip the river?
You're not feeling that pessimistic.
No. It's just that the river will remind me of the houseboat, and that'll make me sad, and I'm plenty sad enough.
That's practical.
Oh, I can be very practical, as well as romantic. It's the main difference between Pat and me. He's just romantic.
Well, go see your mother, and put on some walking shoes, and maybe you'll show me some of your old haunts.
Okay. Hey, thank you. Thanks an awful lot.
Things will work out.
You're wonderful. I think everything about you is wonderful in spite of everything.
I don't want to hear that you love me in spite.
Okay. Frank, stop. No, I mean it. This is just madness. I mean, we're both out of our minds. Look, You go sit over there, and I'm gonna sit over here. And don't touch me. Don't even think about touching me.
May I ask why?
Because I'm not gonna make love to you on the floor of the freight elevator. And that's what's gonna happen if you don't stay over there.
Okay. I'll go over. Can we still talk?
Yeah, I think we should talk. Because I don't know what's going on. I don't understand any of this. And what happens when the elevator gets unstalled? What happens next?
Well, I can tell you what I would like to happen.
Would you please be serious, please?
I am. I would like us to get back together again. That's what's going on. That's what this is all about.
Not the way it was before.
No.
It's very important to me that I don't fall into those old patterns again and those old emotional responses.
Mm-hmm.
And I know one thing for sure. I won't be your mistress ever again.
I don't think I could ever ask it of you ever again.
Wasn't altogether fair. You never did ask me. I just know there was no alternative.
Well, I guess we both thought there wasn't any other alternative at the time. You're right about an analysis of the current situation, but Jill, I am not sure where to begin, because all of the things that have separated us just don't seem very important at the moment.
Except Ray?
Except Ray. And all of the reasons why we should be together, they're the things that seem to count.
With the exception of Ray.
Look, right. The whole situation with Ray is my responsibility. I will handle that. I will also handle the political implications. Okay?
Okay.
Now, I think what you and I have to explore is how we could make it work and what it would mean if we could.
If?
Yeah. Marriage.
Yeah?
A move to Washington for you.
Possible?
Little John will be with us.
Well, then I guess I would move to Washington.
What about the politics, Jill?
With or without Ray?
Well, I think it's safe to surmise at that point it would be without Ray.
Then I'd love sharing it with you.
Now, there are two other things that I'm not sure I can do much about.
And they are?
My ego
Ah?
and my ambition.
Well, your ambition is within manageable proportions. Your ego?
I want you so much.
Frank! Frank, we're falling!
What if the perfect guy for you is in LA or DC or New York City? Get ready to take a holiday, a new original reality series, all new tonight at 10 on SoapNet.